Yes, Raziel. Yet I am much more than I was. The veil is lifted from my sight. My spirit, united with the souls of my predecessors, is drawn here now for the final baptism of the blade. To restore balance, the sword must be rendered pure by spirit. Release me, Raziel. The Soul Reaver has the power.
Hello everyone, welcome back to Legacy of Kain, Defiance Remastered. So last time we left off, Raziel had killed Kain, like an idiot, and returned to Vordor's mansion with Janos Aldrin's heart. So let's pick up where we left off. We gotta deliver that heart straight to Janos. How long this video will be depends on what we get done, because I wanted to do just one video for this particular chapter, but if this chapter ends up being like 15 minutes long, and then we get to the other part that's near the end of the game, I might just do both remaining chapters, so we'll see. We'll see what we can do. Okay, so we already cleared all these guys. We're just gonna ignore the hill then for the moment. Let's just leave them be. There's not like they're any real threat to us. Oh, here come the stupid ass vampire hunters. Let's topple that pillar. We're just wrecking Vordor's mansion. Look at that. That glorious mansion is getting ripped to shreds. I wonder if there's any of the floating things in here. Remember, we gotta kill most of them for the trophy. But I don't think there's any of them, right? Let's see. If they are here, they're gonna be high up. Alright, let's take a look. No, it's empty, so we can go back. We're gonna use the special on the big guy. Alright, let's absorb her. Where's that stupid ass son of a bitch? Where is he? Okay, he's up there. Come here, big bastard. Come here. Got something for you. Yeah, get a whiff of that dirt. Hey, look at that, fine dining. I think we ate how many souls? Maybe like 250? I know there's one called the Last Supper. I don't think it's that one. I think that one might be... Or is that for the Reaver? Oh, there's the Last Supper. We ate 250 souls. Yeah, they're really highlighting that this is the end of Raziel's journey, right? Last Supper, as if we didn't already know it. Even back then we got the sense that this was kind of like the last game, unless they made the other one, but they're really driving it home with these trophies, right? He killed Kain, he's gonna restore Janos, so yeah, this is the end of Raziel's journey. But can we throw this guy into a freaking spear? There we go. Or pike. Spike, whatever. Okay, so how do we get out of here? Because that way is busted. Gotta get used to the controls a bit. I was playing Resident Evil Remake, the first one, the very first one from the GameCube, which they ported over in remastered form to the PS3 and Xbox 360 and all those modern consoles, and then PS4, etc. And I was using the D-pad. So gotta get used to using the stick again. See, I tell you, those guys are clones. Mobius must have cloned them all with help from the other. Because why are they all the same 4 guys? Like, even the ones in Soul Reaver 2 are different. Okay, so we actually don't need to fight these guys. I just want to see if they left anything intact over here. Nope. Oh yeah, let's switch over. Because I want to see if there's any of the Archons. I hear them. Where are they? Oh, they're probably behind the door. They're probably behind the Earth Forge door. Yeah, I hear them, so... Let's go back over here. I'm trying not to miss any, because since it said for the trophy to kill the maximum amount of them possible, I want to make sure we actually don't miss any. Raziel has a danger of getting stuck in some of this debris from what it looks like. Yeah, I want to make sure we don't miss things, so... I'm probably going to shift into Spectral in every round we can, just to make sure that we don't miss anything. We can ignore these fools. The demons from the future will give them what's coming. You know, once Nosgoth starts being invaded by all those demons that are just killing everyone, they'll get theirs. Oh yeah, here. It's abandoned ship. There they are. Come here. There's 2 of them. One. It's a shame they'll destroy that portrait. Alright, now we can shift over. Oh, now we start getting the mutated ones. The Hilden are getting creative now, so... Look at that. Those are the transformed. We gotta kill one of them underwater. With the Earth Weaver. It's funny how they see that monster there and they're just ganging up on Raziel. I wonder what happens if we go over here. Can they follow us over here? I always aim for like an hour and a half at least with the video, so let's see how far we get. If we're like 30 minutes into and we're at the very end of the Vampire Citadel, then we'll do the other chapter too. Come here. Yeah, we should have taken his soul. Looks like there's more of them though. There you go. Oh, they got taken over. There we go. And that one just collapses. No need to actually kill him. Yeah, all this is nice with all the paintings that are on. It's gonna get wrecked. Okay, you know the deal. Make sure we get every single one of them. No archon left behind. Oh yeah, there's one right there. God, that was new. I didn't know I had an paralyzing attack like that. Alright, there we go. How convenient that there's a portal here. I'm trying to get the one for freezing all the enemies. I don't know if it's gonna succeed. Damn, that guy just ran him over. Funny how they're calling him pathetic when, technically speaking, he is their savior, and he's also a much better fighter than they are. They've been cooped up in that demon dimension for too long, they've forgotten how to fight. He's a much better warrior and, you know, influencer than they are. He still has free will, they don't. That we know of. Plus, like I said, he's actually supposed to be their savior, so it's funny that they keep insulting him when this is technically the guy they're relying on to get them out of that dimension. I guess they think he's pathetic for resisting them, but they weren't copying this technique with the corpses before, so they obviously learned that from him. I don't know, man. Do you think there's anything redeemable left of the Hilden? I know before they were going to introduce a Dark Prophecy. Should that game, you know, actually be produced, they were going to introduce some, you know, non-transformed Hilden. You know, Hilden who had actually escaped the binding and were still in their intact forms, like the King and the Queen and the War Council, stuff like that. I guess like one website speculated, I think it was Ben Lincoln's site speculated that they were basically the equivalent of the Circle of Nine from the vampires. So they were their Hilden equivalents. I know they were going to introduce them, they were still clinging to power and they hadn't yet transformed. But I do wonder, is there anything left that's redeemable of the species? You know, can they actually become a force for good, or are they permanently screwed? Damn, so you actually can't attack them. Let's get those nice Hilden souls. Yeah, you actually can't attack them with telekinesis, the Archons, or they yeah, they just push it right back to you. Okay, think we might need to shift over. Let's see. Yeah, we need to shift over. We can't navigate the platform without it. Or do we? Oh no, because we have the gate right over there. Alright, it's time to feast on them. I wonder what the trophy is for killing them here instead of during the original chapter. Is it because I guess Vorador's mansion is kind of compromised, so it's getting infested by all sorts of creature on all sides pretty much? You know, maybe his presence kept them away even in the spectral realm, and now that they're here, they're kind of just infecting the whole place. Look at that statue of him. Is there another one over here? Oh no, it's below the hell. You know, we should get a selfie with Vorador's statue before we leave. You know? Just for the memories. Yeah, I guess just his very presence there and the presence of the vampires actually kept certain things away. Now that it's gone, everything's just getting compromised. Yeah, I refuse to believe these are all different men. I think Mobius, either they really like that uniform type, or Mobius just, like I said, just cloned them over and over again with Anacroft's and Bane's help. Bane the Druid, since they could command nature, and Anacroft was an alchemist. Well, he was a mad scientist. He didn't really know what he was doing, but he experimented a lot, so I think these are all clones. I refuse to believe these are all distinct individuals. I think they're all clones. Clones pretty much the same 4 guys, or 3 men and a woman. See, look at that. What are the chances you're gonna get multiple sets of twins like that everywhere? That gigantic. Come on, man. That ain't happening. Not even in a magical world like Nosgoth. These are clones, man. Mobius just cloned them over and over again. Because I imagine once the vampires started going down in numbers, like, who's gonna volunteer for that army? Like, you're not gonna be fighting vampires most of the time. You're probably gonna be fighting monsters and who else knows what. Or even just regular human criminals. So I imagine after a while, it's gonna become pretty difficult for, you know, it's gonna become pretty difficult to find volunteers. Especially for what Mobius is paying him. He doesn't seem like the type to pay him generously. So I think these are all clones. I think he's got 4 particularly good volunteers and just clone them over and over again using Anacroft's magic and Bane's, and maybe even a bit of the jewels to help with the process with the energy, because these cannot be different men. They gotta be the same guy over and over again. And how tough they are too. Like, those strikes from the Reaver should kill anyone. And these guys just take it, so I don't know how the actual Reaver would do against them. The blade that Kain has, that would probably be more efficient, but yeah, these guys are way too tough and durable to be ordinary humans. These are frigging experiments from Mobius. Look at that, they're retreating now. They know they're beaten. We're not gonna let them go though. Where the hell are you going, jackass? Oh, look at that, he just walked right through it. Is he glitched? Let's just pound him in some more. Just make him full of holes. Oh, this guy's super dead. Give me your soul. That last moan he had. Now I'm confused as to why we need to activate the pillar. Can't we climb? Oh, I guess we can't. Really? Can we just fly over here? Oh, I guess not. I guess it doesn't work anymore. Let's go get that selfie with borders just before we're gonna wreck it to get a power up there. Just before. Okay. There we go. Trying to get a good angle on him. There we go. I think that... There we go. I think that's fine now. We're gonna... There we go. Perfect. Let's do the vignette. And we're gonna pose like that with our arms crossed. Imitating Mordor. Look at that. So long, Mordor. It's been a blast. But you're kind of dead now, so any fun we could have had, it's over. That's a good question. Why didn't he leave? He could have teleported anywhere in Nosgoth. He could have gone deeper into the forest, ensured the vampire species survived. They never would have found him. Why didn't he leave? Was it just pride? Like he figured, oh well, I gotta make a stand just to die with some dignity, you know? He figured it's all over. I'm the only one left, so I gotta make a stand here. This is like, why wouldn't he leave? He could have gone anywhere. He could have gone deeper into the mountains. He could have gone to some of those Reaver forges that Raziel had found. Like he could have easily escaped Mobius's soldiers. So why didn't he? Like why did he not want to leave? Was it just a matter of pride? Now here's a good question I've never really had the answer to. How does Raziel get Janos' heart through those bars and stuff? Like he has to shift into the material realm to bypass those bars. So what does he do? Like does he just like shift into the material realm, get on the other side, shift back, and then, you know, before he does that, he lays the heart on the ground and he just picks it back up and pulls it through one of those holes through the opening? Like, is that what he does? Like, how the hell does he get Janos' heart through there, since he can't phase within the material realm or spectral? Or does he just I don't know, what can he do? Like I said, does he just pull it through the hole? Maybe that's what he does. Oh, there's a bunch of them here. Oh, look at them. Look at all of these guys. Does he just rip open the bars using his strength, and all this spectral stuff is just for gameplay's sake? Like maybe he just rips open the gate. Like he's got to be strong enough to do that at this point. So maybe this is just for show, for gameplay purposes, you know. But maybe by this point he just rips open stuff, like Kain would. I wonder how many of these guys are. How many of them do we need for the trophy? They also know magic too, look at that. Because those bars are used by both humans, demons, Elden, so I guess they know magic too. I guess the Elder makes sure they're fully prepared to deal with anything. You know, so... let's go further down, see if there's any more. And there are not. Wait a minute, before we do that. Oh, okay, we need to open the door. That's why we gotta shift. Before we do that, let's just wait for him to restore his body. Like what I was saying is like, does he just like push the heart through the little opening up there, and then he comes back and he climbs all this way upstairs all the way to where that platform is, and then he just reaches out and grabs it through the opening? Is that what he does to get the heart inside? Because there's no way, if it stays inside his cloak, it's not going to shift with him into the spectral realm. It doesn't work like that. So I'm assuming he's just carrying through all the openings in Vordor's mansion here, little by little, painstakingly slow, in order to get over there. That's a lot of work for that little heart. Unless he has some way to shift it with him, but I don't think so. So I'm guessing, like I said, he really is just pushing it through openings and setting it aside and doing all sorts of things to protect it while he's fighting. Which is kind of amusing to think about how careful he has to be with that thing. We're gonna let these ladies transform because we have to kill one of them in the water as they transform. So we basically have to let them transform. You notice the Hilden are getting much better with their transforming now. Now they have actual clothes that they didn't before. I'm guessing that's the clothes that they would have worn before during the actual Hilden War. Or at least when they were just not fighting, maybe. Like maybe that wasn't their uniform, but it was like their that was their civilian gear. And look at that, they even got the little parts sticking out of their feet in the back. Those little claw things. So long, Hilden. Try surviving that. I guess we'll leave those ladies for now. We really should just kill them to put them out of their misery, but I guess Mobius's troop will be along there eventually. Once they comb the whole place. Oh, and now we do have to shift again because look at that, there's a skin right there. So we gotta shift over here. There we go. What do we get? I don't think we got a skin. I think we got an arcane tome. Yeah, because I think I remember that from the original. So that's not a skin. That's something else. That's artwork. Damn, there's 3 of them. There goes the first one. Alright, there we go. Obviously we cannot break the wall in Spectral, so we have to get over there. First we grab those Hilden souls. How convenient that he learned to climb the Spectre for this game. I guess maybe he was always capable of it, but the other just didn't tell him. Or maybe he evolved naturally. Like maybe this is a part of his natural evolution. You know, since the other lied about certain things, so maybe he always did have the ability to evolve. And the other just didn't tell him for obvious reasons. See, now you can break these walls open. You no longer need to shift every time to you know, to break open walls and bypass gates and stuff. We can also push stuff in over here. It's kind of slow because that's the trope in water, right? You're much slower there. I guess that even applies to vampire wraiths. So let's slowly push this block over here. So we can open it and free that collectible, whatever it is. Alright, there's one. Too bad we can't use the TK. I guess it doesn't work underwater, or maybe this is just too heavy. There we go. And we freed the floating orb there, whatever that is. I think that's for health, right? Yeah, that's for... Or is that for the Reaper? I'm not really sure. I think it's for health. Okay, now we actually have to let go of the Reaper effect so we can swim up here. Look at that, the little eyeball guiding us. We haven't seen it in a while. I guess since we knew where we had to go, we didn't really need the directions. But wait a minute, this is gonna take us, I think we might have to go back to get those ladies, because I think that takes us all the way to the, that takes us all the way to Janos' place, so we're already there. So if we do that, we're not gonna have, we're not gonna have any time to, get the transformed one. Maybe we have to do it, maybe we had to do it during the original visit to his mansion, I guess. Uh-oh. Oh shit. That's oh, god damn. You might be stuck. Fuck. You know what, we're gonna save on them real we'll save over this one. The 10 one. Oh yeah, we're definitely stuck. Yeah, we're stuck in the texture. That sucks. I'm trying to shift it, but we can't. So we got the checkpoint though, so we can just load it up again. Was it this one? Maybe that'll help them respawn too. Oh yeah. So let's go back. Let's see if the creatures spawn to transform, so we can push one of them into the water. Let's go over here safely, just in case something should happen. We don't want to trigger them. Nah, it doesn't look like they're gonna. I guess we had to do it during the original visit then. Yeah, I guess we had to do it. That sucks. So we can't get that trophy then. Something for a future playthrough. There's lots of trophies we've missed. We missed one at the pillars when we could have killed the maximum amount of hunters possible. We missed one later on as Kain. We missed a ton of them. I think we missed the extinction event one, which is to kill all the feral humans. I don't know how any of them survived, because I thought I killed them all, but apparently we didn't. So there's a lot of trophies we missed that we'll have to make do another time. Hey, I'm gonna play this game again on my own, so I'm guessing try out the different skins, or maybe I'll do like a quick playthrough just to try out some of the stuff, some of the other ones. Like I really want to show off the vampire one, the vampire savior one, and I don't know where we find that one. So I'm definitely doing another playthrough. So I guess we'll have to get the trophies over there. Yeah, I wanted to get it here because we're almost at Janos' tomb, so we have just this, and then just the spectral version to find the rest of those archons, and that's pretty much it. So trying to get the one for freezing a certain number of enemies too. There we go. Hey, press serve code. There you go. Yeah, they held their no match for the Reaver powers. I wonder if there's a certain trophy for setting them on fire. Look at that, they even got the little headgear and everything. Like I said, it makes me wonder how long they could survive in those bodies. Like, could they completely transform them to make them livable, or are they just stuck like that, like in undead form? Like, is there anything they can actually do to, you know, make it better, or is it only like a one-time thing? You know, like, can they just inhabit it for a little while and then they gotta abandon it? Give that. There's one more archer. Come here. I think that's the maximum amount of numbers we can kill. Oh, there's one over there. I see him. That one's high up. We're gonna have to target him with TK. Look at that. Okay, there's one. Damn, there's two of them. Come here. Really? Sneak attack? So how are you all been? Sunday was not a good day. I lost quite a lot of money on the golf tournament there, even though I've been planning for it for weeks and thought I had enough to cover even the winners, any possible winner. But then the whole thing turned into like a complete disaster. The course was horrible. The way they set it up was pure and utter chaos. It was just horrible. Nobody could get ahead. The guy who ended up winning was this random English dude, Aaron Rye, who literally hasn't done a damn thing the whole year until now. Just win like a par 3 contest at Augusta Nationals. It was bad. And the thing is, it was in my hometown of Philadelphia, just outside. So there were a lot of Philly fans there and everything. But oh boy, that was literally the worst PGA finish I've ever seen. Oh, we gotta shift again. That sucks. Is there an easy place where we can shift? Because I hear more of those things, but I don't know where they are. Where are they? They're not down here, are they? They're not in the sewers. Just double check just in case. They are not in the sewers, so where the hell are they then? We hear them, but I don't know where he is. That's probably the last one we need, but where the hell is he? Or is that just like the random taunting of the spectral realm? Like, did you just hear them randomly even though they're not there? Oh, here he is. Here's a jackass. There we go. That's still not enough. Oh, I see him. There's another one there. I see him. You see him floating all the way up in the sky. How can we lure him down? I guess we just gotta wait until he floats down. There we go. Let's catch his attention. Just target practice. Alright, that does it for him. Oh, I see him. I see his ass. There he is. He's on top of the wall. I see him. I don't think... Oh yeah, there he is. He phased right through it. Did I kill him or not? No, I did not. He's right there. Just TK him to death. It's easier. There we go. Is it quiet now? Nope. There's still one more. I think this trophy might be a little janky. I'm not really sure exactly how many of them you're supposed to kill. And if it has to be done all at once, or if it can be done... I assume the game keeps track of them, but... Yeah, like this. Look at that, we see one over there, but how are we supposed to reach him? He's all the way up top. I don't think we can reach him. Can we? Yeah, you see that guy up there? How the hell are we supposed to target that guy? Yeah, how the hell are we supposed to... I don't think you can. I guess we can target this guy. This freaking buffoon. Let's see. Can we? No, I think those are outside the... I think they're outside the gameplay area. I don't think we can actually fight them at all. Yeah, I don't think, I don't know how many of those guys were supposed to... I don't know how you're supposed to, deal with it. I think what I might do is, Let's go get that collectible over there. Let's go back up. We'll get the collectible, then we'll shift one more time to see if we can we gotta deal with these bastards again. We'll shift one more time to see if we can actually get some more of them, and then we'll just dematerialize over there. Yeah, Janos' heart has been through some stuff. Here. There we go. Last power up for this area. Oh, I think there was a trophy for breaking a lot of border stuff. I don't think we can get it now. Yeah, I think maybe we had to do it when we first entered the area. I don't think we can do it now. Come on, where are you fools? Yeah, I think I might have to consult the guide on this one, because I'm not sure how to reach the other ones. Like, we hear them all around us, but we can't. Like I said, I can't reach them. They're too high. So I don't know how you're supposed to kill them. It says the maximum amount, I get, unless you just certain areas respawn, or maybe like there's a set number of them that we have to get. Yeah, I wonder if this trophy might be bugged. Either way, I don't think we can get it, so we're not gonna waste much time. I was trying to get it, but it's just see, there's a guy right there. Come here. There we go. Let's see if that one does it. Alright, that one disappeared. Oh, we got one. Got one. One more. Oh, we got two more. Yeah, we're just eliminating all of the Elder God's agents right now. Just completely sucking away his ability to devour souls. At least from a distance, he can still do it up close, but... How convenient that the TK also works in the Spectral Realm, right? Raziel's not completely defenseless. Okay, so we eliminated those. Is there another one left? If we no longer hear them, I think we have to move on, because yeah, I don't see any others. And the trophy did not pop up, so... Is there one in here, maybe? Maybe there's one inside the chamber. Nope, there is not, so... Yeah, I don't know how many you're supposed to kill for that trophy. I get the feeling there must be a set number, but... See, because the thing is they respawn, so I don't know... Oh, there's 3 of them right there. These are the last 3 we'll do. If they don't... If it doesn't work with this one, we just abandon it. Proceed with the story. Because fighting these guys is a pain, since they're up in the air. Come here, jackass. Just TK him to death. Oh, there's another one over there? Yeah, like, do they just infinitely respawn? I guess? Maybe we have to go up top over here? Damn, I think we missed him. Oh, we can hit him with the TK. Oh, he faded. There we go. Giant enemy archon. Oh, hell yeah, we got it. Perfect. We eliminated them all. The area is clear and these souls are safe from the Elder God. Not from Raziel, but they're safe from the Elder God. There you go. We got it. So that's one less trophy we have to do later on during a second playthrough. What reavers do we have? Do we have do we still not have the regular one? Demastered, Wraithblade, Soul Stealer. Oh damn, we still don't have the other one. I guess it's the good old. There we go. I guess we'll show Janos the proper Wraithblade. There you go. Actually, we're at 45 minutes, so we might be able to actually save the last chapter for a separate video. Because I also wanted to do all the extra stuff, and I think that's going to take a lot of time, so... It's going to take a lot of time to explore all the new levels and the deleted content and the Dark Prophecy demo and all this shit, so... Yeah, we're just, I think we might be able to save it for another video, because we're at 45 minutes, and we still haven't gotten Janos' heart here, so we're still... in this chapter, so I think we can save it. I think we can safely say we have enough content for one more video after this. It'll be shorter in terms of the story, but after we do the story conclusion, then we can do all the deleted content, all the extra stuff. Alright, let's get Janos his heart. After all this time, it better be worth it. Here you go, perform. This is how a vampire performs open heart surgery.
This relic had come at so high a cost. My blood offering for the answers I sought from this enigmatic corpse. It was the price of my freedom, for which Kain had paid with his life.
Yep, just stick it in there. Look at that, just stick it in there.
Had I journeyed so far and forsaken so much, only to have it end like this?
You screwed up, Raziel. Oh, maybe not.
I remember.
His sideburns look like Elvis's.
Raziel, the heir of prophecy. You came for the Reaver just before the Seraphim found me.
You've been entombed here for 5 centuries. Your murderers are long dead.
500 years. And Vorador?
Also dead. Your bloodline is erased. The age of the vampires is coming to an end.
Then we must waste no time.
I'm not who you think I am. Nor is this a benevolent act.
I like how he slaps his hand away like, don't touch me, old man. Look at that. He's over it.
I have questions that apparently you alone can answer.
Raziel, there are forces in this world that will strive to deceive you and pervert your destiny. But you must believe your arrival foretells the salvation of the vampire race.
Why then would the vampires devise a weapon to consume and imprison their savior?
No, that cannot be.
While the blade yet exists, I am drawn inexorably toward my doom. It was you who bound me to this fate. Only you can release me.
Raziel, you have been misled. You are ordained by prophecy to wield the Reaver.
Trying to look all regal. There it is.
And so I do, though not quite as you'd envisioned.
Redeemer and Destroyer. Is it possible? Did I misread all the signs? It seems your destiny is more labyrinthian than I had imagined. You must trust me, Raziel. We may have very little time. I will convey you to the place where your answers lie.
So they did an interesting thing with Janos here. They made him look more like his Soul Reaver 2 self, even though his previous Defiance appearance was more expressive, I feel. But this one looks a lot more like his Soul Reaver 2 self.
We are within the ancient citadel of the vampire race, long ago defiled and abandoned. This fortress endured through centuries of war against our great enemy,
The Hilden.
Yes. From this chamber, we witnessed the summoning of the pillars and the banishment of our adversaries from the land. This is a dire omen. The binding is in peril. The hour of prophecy is at hand.
It's too late. The pillars are already damned.
As long as a single one of us stands, there is still hope. The pillars must not remain under human guardianship. They are not competent to serve.
Why then did you allow the pillars to fall into human hands?
Raziel, there is no
I
time.
want answers. The world can end this instant for all I care.
Very well. The Hilden cursed us as they fell, afflicting our race with a predatory bloodthirst. But with this transformation came our enemy's true revenge. Immortality.
They liberated you from the wheel of fate.
They imprisoned our souls in this flesh, expelling us from the purifying cycle of death and rebirth.
And yet you pass the curse on.
It was a necessary evil. Our immortality banished us from God's grace. He turned his sight from us and fell silent. Many took their own lives, unable to bear the separation from our God.
Not you, though.
Curse or blessing, it is the price we pay to keep the Hilden banished from the land. To sustain the binding, we had to preserve our bloodline, and so we passed the dark gift to the human successors of our fallen guardians. They rebelled, inevitably, refusing the curse and seizing the pillars as their own. And so we come to our present dilemma. While mankind governs the pillars, the binding decays. The Hilden strain against the barriers of their prison, scratching to gain a foothold back into this world.
And what does all this mean to me?
We stand at the threshold of a new eon, Raziel, and you are the fulcrum upon which our destiny turns. Beneath this room lies our innermost sanctum. The outer chamber has been opened. It appears events are already in motion. This token is the key to the mysteries you seek. I cannot accompany you. You must face this trial alone. If you prevail, you will have your answers.
And if I fail the test?
Then you will not return.
Where does he go then in the meantime? Golden Ouroboros. This broad golden torque was given to me by Janos to open the way further into the Guardian Citadel. Though its appearance imitates that of an Ouroboros, its unending circle is broken, a fitting symbol of the vampire's fate, or perhaps of my own. Yeah, you still have a chance to break your circle of fate, Raziel. Despite your idiocy in eliminating your biggest supporter. You still have a chance though. So I'm guessing those were the circle of 9. Or maybe like the the 9 rulers of the Guardian, of the vampire civilization. Look at the pillars. I know we're short on time, but let's do one more. We're gonna do one more photograph of Raziel surveying them here. There you go. Quick and easy. Just surveying the pillar's destruction. They look ominous. So yeah, Janos is a religious fanatic. You can see there how pious he was trying to sound. Janos is an interesting character because he's so nice and so benevolent in some ways, and yet he probably committed some very horrible war crimes during the war against the Hilden, so he's not at all what he seems. And he doesn't seem regretful in the slightest. Even though, like I said, the Hilden have gone psychotic, basically. They're trying to wipe out all life on Nosgoth, so they're not the good guys either. That's why I asked if there's anything redeemable left about the race, but yeah, Janos is not as cut and dried as he seems. He seemed squeaky clean at first when we first met him in Soul Reaver 2. The only honest person in Nosgoth with any type of power, but then we look at him now and he does not look good in certain respects. And he looks even worse in Blood Omen 2. We got the Hilden are here too. I mean, we knew they were here already, but they're still interfering even to the very last minute. Even though arguably they shouldn't be trying to stop him at all, right? Because he doesn't know how this is going to play out. It could be in their favor. But I guess it's worth it to them just to mess with him, I guess. Or maybe they just hate him for trying to play both sides, because even though they recognize him as their champion, he's trying to save the vampire, so maybe they dislike him for that reason. They're just feeling spiteful and vengeful that he won't just bow down and fulfill their agenda. There, they got their mutants in here. Look at that new cage. I'm guessing that's somewhere between a demon and a Hilden. They're getting creative with the appearance. Go, just set them on fire. Alright, we got both of them. Put this guy out of his misery. Let's shift over here. You're not going anywhere, Hilden. I was about to ask, I wonder if the Archons are still here, but yeah, apparently they are, because we can hear them. So they are here. Oh, look at that, he's fighting with the demons, fighting with them. So we definitely know the demons know work for the Elder God. Because that's their enemy too. Let's ignore this guy, we don't need to actually pay attention to him. We will deal with him later. When we come back with a much stronger weapon. Yeah, when we come back with a much stronger weapon, we'll deal with that guy over there. What haven't we used in a while? The light one? There you go, get blinded. So they also have their own version of summoners, except they're just regular soldiers basically. So I guess a lot of them can just do the magic stuff on their own. They don't really need a human to do it the way the human troops do. You know, a specialist. They can just use magic on their own. Oh man, there's still more of them? Come on. Guys, I'm trying to help you out here in my own weird way. In his own weird way, Raziel is actually helping you guys. Maybe you can back off from just a tiny little bit. Because he knows who the real enemy is, right? There you go, get that earthquake. Now let's get out of here before Mr. Fireball comes over here. We're gonna deal with him later. No time for you guys. Or this jackass right over here, this freaking shade. Actually, screw that guy. We'll deal with him too. When we come back from a little jaunt here. All right, here we go. This is. God damn, he can still strike through the walls. What a troll. This is the moment we've been building up toward the entire series. What's in here at the center of the very center of the vampire fortress? I've heard someone speculate these were actually obviously they weren't the primary forges because they're not all fancy whatever. These are kind of like a back door, like an emergency only case where if the vampire champion needed to forge the Reaver quick and dirty, he could do it here. You know, obviously with more abilities. We know in reality the content got cut, but I'm guessing the reason the others didn't give him that much power was because they didn't think he needed. I'm guessing they figured if he reached this place, if he was here to the point where he needed to forge the Reaver in this particular spot, then it was a dire emergency, and so they needed a bit more of a boost. Or like someone speculated, maybe the forges here weren't meant to be used for the Reaver at all. Like maybe Raziel adapted to it and was able to drain them, but who knows how that stuff works. But yeah, I'm guessing this was kind of like their backup plan, just in case things went horribly wrong with the main forges, which they did. The Elder God destroyed all the basins, so plus they weren't all that useful anyway, so they weren't really doing him much favor. Like they had some enhancements, but they didn't really do much for him combat wise. Sorry, but one more in here in the Vampire Citadel. Oh, look at this one. Air attack. Alright, here we go. The very center of the fortress. And what are we gonna find here?
I should have known I'd find you here.
Here
Of course it would be.
now and always. I am the wheel and it's turning. I am the circle of life and death.
Man, screw your wheel.
And I am beginning to think the vampires committed suicide only to escape your voice.
Do not forego my favor with your impertinence, Raziel. You have finally fulfilled your purpose. I am pleased.
What are you trying to obliterate here, then? What is it about me that has you so afraid?
Your fate is trivial, Raziel. It was Kain's destiny that mattered all along.
Yeah. Raziel screwed up. He fucked up. It was Kain he needed. But maybe we can still do something, right? He's got the Reaper. That's crazy though, an entire civilization committing suicide like that for the most part. It must have been millions and millions of them. Or at least a few thousand or several hundred thousand. So that's insane to think of all of them committed suicide like that, because if they hadn't done that, there was no way the humans ever would have been able to rebel against them. They just would have been way too powerful. So that was the only reason why human civilization was allowed to rise in Nosgoth, because both the Helden and the vampires were gone. The Helden were gone, exiled to another dimension, and the vampires literally committed they literally chose to end their own lives instead. So that's crazy. There's that pretty well done mural. So he has suckers in this like an octopus. Which version do you prefer, the regular tentacles or
My
this one?
master seemed keen to extinguish the purifying fire of the Spirit Forge. perhaps the Reaver would loosen his grip.
So he is pretty powerful to contain that energy barrier, but not powerful enough, it seems. So now we gotta go upstairs and do those. Air and darkness. Oh, it's a light and darkness. It's obviously hurting him or affecting him in some way. That scene of him pulling down the platform is reminiscent of when I heard about the Lost City and Blood Omen, where the speculation is that it was basically him who pulled it down. That's pretty much what Amy Hennig and the other writers implied. He was the one who pulled down the Lost City. Probably to destroy another civilization that didn't agree with him. Because I can't picture the werewolves worshipping him all that well either, so I guess he destroyed them too. He pulled them down into the abyss, and that's how the abyss from Soul Reaver 1 formed. Because you can see the snake-like motif in the ruins there, so yeah, those are literally the ruins of the Lost City that we're standing in, and we didn't even know it. We did not even know it at the time when we first played Soul Reaver 1, that we were literally deep in the heart of what used to be the Lost City, and this frickin' tentacled bastard destroyed it. That marvelous city just gone, just like that. So we gotta get his ass for that. Got two left. We got Earth and Air. Oh, he's pulling it down into the sea at this point. Look at that. This one's a bit tricky because if you don't time it right and you take too long, the water it'll stop being frozen. It'll turn to water again. So you basically have to hit him with the Earth Reaver, and then you gotta rush up there pretty much to make it up there before he covers the energy barrier again. Only I can see where I'm going. There we go, let's freeze that. Raziel, climb the damn wall before this bastard returns. Like how those just appear out of nowhere. The magical Earth platforms just from the air. I guess it's just from the very air around them that forms the Earth for some reason. Or is it energy from the Reaver that does it? Or maybe it pulls it from the walls? Who knows? One more. Let's shake this bastard loose. And the water drains. What are we gonna see? Hey, look at that!
It is accomplished. The Forge summons the spirit of every balanced guardian to itself for this final purpose.
Ariel, you.
Yes, Raziel. Yet I am much more than I was. The veil is lifted from my sight. My spirit, united with the souls of my predecessors, is drawn here now for the final baptism of the blade. To restore balance, the sword must be rendered pure by spirit. Release me, Raziel. The Soul Reaver has the power. Release us all.
So that was her outfit that she was wearing in Blood Omen 1. So you can see they changed it. Before she was wearing like a wedding dress almost, which I guess symbolized her purity, but it's known as the Nepraptor's bride outfit. But here's what she was wearing originally in Blood Omen 1.
One more trial for you to bear. You must unite what has been set asunder. Only then will the Scion of Balance be armed for his true endeavor.
The river now blazed with purifying flame, but far from being enlightened, I found myself entangled in an even greater web of mysteries. What had Janos expected me to learn? And what of Ariel's cryptic message? If the sword was endowed for the Scion of Balance, for Kain, and he was now dead, what hope remained? I needed to find Janos, and soon. I dreaded to think what these ominous rumblings might portend.
I almost rolled my eyes at that the first time I saw that, because yeah, it's like you spent all this time wanting answers, and then at the very end they hit you with even more questions, like he said. And it's like, come on, man, we're near the end of the game. Like, give us some clear answers for once, instead of constantly, you know, hitting us with questions over and over again to which we don't have the answers. But this isn't like the other games, though. We'll actually get answers to it soon enough, once we talk to Janos and find out what's going on up there. But yeah, which do you prefer? I think that outfit makes more sense. Like, it almost came out of left field. It almost came out of nowhere. It feels like it out of left field. But the thing is, it does make sense narratively for her to be restored to her actual Blood Omen 1 outfit that she was wearing before her death, because that was where everything went wrong. And you know, the reason it was all pale and stuff as a ghost was because she was undead. You know, so it makes sense for her to be... She was undead and kind of corrupted too, even though she didn't know it. So it kind of makes sense for her to, you know, go back to the way she once was as an actual Balance Guardian. And that's the way she looked right there in the red dress. So that threw me for a loop when I first saw it. But now that I think about it and see it again in action, actually, now that I've seen it again in action, it actually does really make sense. Because that's probably what she should have been wearing all along the whole time. Oh, let's get a nice picture of that. Look at the Reaver. We'll get one with him, arms crossed. And then just one with just one with the default pose. And we're also going to get one of the portraits for the Scion of Balance, whoever that figure is. And you also notice it too there, right over there. Oh, look at that effect. Look at that. That looks great. That looks perfect. Look at that. I love this game's photo mode. It lets you take a lot of really interesting shots that you never would have gotten otherwise. I think pretty much every game with this nature should have a photo mode. Even games like Mario should probably have a photo mode too, because there's some beautiful stages in there. But especially story-based games like this, where the storytelling is at a premium, and there's a lot of art put into it, and it's got some gorgeous locations and that are beautifully designed. You should definitely have you know, you should definitely have a photo mode. Oh, here we go. The music. They added this music. This music was not here before. They added it to the this is the music from Dumas City when he's attacking you. I guess it's to create a sense of urgency. Look at statistics. Time played 12 hours 10 minutes. Slayings, we've killed 1,110 people. Feedings 157. Close feedings, that's for Kain, 121. Reaver feedings 168. Souls devoured 286. Basin feeding 73. Look at that. Look at all the breakages. Let's see. Wall impalements 11. We should have impaled a lot more people on spikes. Setbacks 0. What the hell is that? Realm shifts 105. Oh, I guess setbacks is when we die, which we've avoided pretty much. Special attacks 459. Spells cast 113. We froze 54 people. Fell 45 times. Well, I guess we threw 45 people to their deaths. Immolation 68. Drownings 22. Blindings 24. Well, that's pretty cool. The fact that it keeps track of your gameplay. I'm trying to get to the Reaver menu.
Spirit Reaver.
The most powerful Reaver. Spirit is filled with the calm purity bestowed by the souls of all previous balanced guardians. This weapon strikes down the impure with cleansing flame, delivering their souls with its searing suffic light. Major charge damage. Splash damage to enemies near it can kill some foes. Alright.
Earth Reaver.
Oh, look at that. It's for all of them.
Water Reaver.
And
Air Reaver.
it explains the spells too.
Fire Reaver.
I'm not gonna read all of them, but I'll let you read them if you pause it.
Light Reaver. Dark Reaver.
Weave its abyssal twilight about my physical form. Beneath this cloak of night, my presence is concealed and my passing shrouded in shadows. Oh, there's 2 more of them. I think those are actually the Kain Reaver that you get from killing Kain in the original intended ending to Soul Reaver 1. Raziel was supposed to kill Kain long before this, and I think the other one's probably the Aerial Reaver, which you get from absorbing Aerial. I don't think they actually do anything, but that's what it is. You notice that it sounds like souls are screaming, or like a hymn almost. At this point, you'll see how powerful this thing is. Oh, he left. I wanted to kill this guy. If he was still here, the shade. Oh, here come the demon scum. Come here, jackasses. Look at how powerful this shit is. Look at that. Look at that. It just devastates enemies. Yeah, look at that. This is just devastating. The strongest one by far. Imagine if we'd had this in Soul Reaver 2. Those demons would not have been any issue whatsoever. Or hell, Soul Reaver 1 would have been awesome. Let's go over here. Take care of Mr. Big Shot. If he's still here. Yeah, he's still here. Look at that. It's over. Look at how quickly it dispatches the shades. These are the other gods dudes coming to stop us. He can try. Look at that, 5 in a row. This thing is massively overpowered. This is the weapon he needed all along. I'm trying to see if there's any basins we can feed off. Oh, there's the guy who looted us. Come here. He could not escape that one. Yeah, let's exterminate all these guys before we go up there to Janos. I don't know if I prefer it with or without music, because normally it would just be silent, I think. Or I think it would be playing like the whole combat team that plays when you fight them, when you fight the what do you call it, the feral humans as Kain, which is technically the battle theme from the from the swamps in Soul Reaver 2. Let's just get a pose here because Raziel's never seen the exterior of this place before, so we're just getting a... Oh, look at that one. We're just getting some snatch-ups. There we go with the Spirit Reaver attached. There you go. Let's go back to Janos before everything comes crumbling down. Anyway, we have to shift back to Spectral anyway, so it doesn't matter. We can just be charged with the souls in the area. Now there is trophy for killing fighting the boss that Janos is going to confront soon without using the Spirit Reaver, so I'm guessing that's extra tough. Oh, I forgot, we don't need to change the Spirit Reaver over here. Back off, fools. Okay, so the Reaver can take their souls, you just can't feed off them. That's kinda lame, the fact that the Reaver can feed off them but you can't. Really? Let's see what Janos is dealing with up here, because he's gonna be dealing with a very nasty situation very soon. Yeah, so we're gonna try to beat the boss first without the Spirit Reaver. If it proves too difficult, then we'll switch over, but I just want to get that trophy, because even though the Spirit Reaver is powerful, the other ones should be able to hurt him equally, so we're gonna try it first that way. We'll make sure we save at the boss fight. It's funny how there's a corpse right in the middle, in the center of the room, buried there for him to use conveniently. There we go.
Janos, what is this?
The binding is failing. All is lost.
We had arrived at that cataclysmic moment when a younger Kain faced his fateful dilemma as Balance Guardian. Choosing self-preservation over sacrifice, he doomed the pillars to eternal ruin.
Yep, it's all been building up to this moment.
There may yet be hope. There is one who will be called. You must seek the Scion of Balance. Dear God!
Damn, look at that. I'll be honest, that when I first saw that cutscene, I didn't quite like it, the fact that the pillars just exploded like that based off just his single decision. Because I thought they would have rotted slowly over time. But then it makes sense that the Balance Guardian turning his own magic on them, his own sheer will, would be able to actually destroy them that way, since he's supposed to be the leader of them. So that it makes sense narratively, but at the time, I really didn't like it. And what do we have here?
Raziel, we meet again. You have played your part flawlessly. It is gratifying to attain both freedom and vengeance in a single stroke. No! You cannot! This one is strong. Good. My next move requires a more durable host. Mortals are such fragile vessels. Willing or not, you have provided the instrument of our victory.
I wouldn't celebrate just yet.
You pathetic creature. You haven't got a clue. The seduction of the Circle and possession of Mortanius, Ariel's murder, the corruption and collapse of the Pillars, all orchestrated as a prelude to this moment. We sought an incorruptible vessel, and you provided one. We required the blood of our ancient enemy, and you delivered Janos Aldrin, having first been lured to the heart of darkness. Best of all, You murdered the Scion of Balance to get it. We've already won. Raziel, you must not allow them to carry out their plan. Kill me, and you end it now. Suicidal like the rest of them. Know your place, Raziel. The true hero plays his role and then steps aside. You deluded ghoul. Do you so wish to die a martyr for the vampire's lost cause?
You're not leaving this chamber. I will destroy Janos if I have to.
Very well, then. I'll indulge you.
Oh, there we can save. That sucks. Can we? Oh yeah, there we can. There we can. We actually can save. So what do you think of his new design? I've heard some people say they don't like it. They say it looks too extreme. He looks too possessed. I kind of like it a little bit, but you know, it looks cool. But I get what they mean. Before it looked like he had been burned by the pillar's explosion, and now he does look genuinely possessed. So it's definitely an adjustment. Oh, and they also restored the Soul Reaver theme, Raziel's theme to this battle. Because before it just played the Defiance theme, and I did not think it fitted at all, since the Defiance theme is not really an appropriate battle theme. But this one works pretty well. I love the Ozar Midrashim. Is that what it's called? Midrashim theme, Raziel's theme. So it's nice to have it back. I'm guessing that's what the update did, part of it. Besides all those new skins. Or maybe it's just the PC version that has the music switched. Alright, Hashagek, let's see what you got. We're gonna use the Fire Reaver. Fight fire with fire. Okay, so it does do baby damage pretty much. That's okay. We can grind them down. Actually, this is an improvement because in the old version, when you fought Janos, there was a similar theme, but it was not this. It didn't have the let's see how long it goes. I want to see if it loops around to the full version, or if it's just the ongoing theme. Like the beginning part of the song. I've seen people struggle with this fight, but you just have to dodge him. Like, I guess it's difficult if you haven't played this series before as a newcomer. You just have to dodge his attacks. Oh yeah, I can see why they get a trophy for this, because it is time consuming and tedious. Yeah, I think I definitely might need to just do this in our spare time. Oh yeah, I think this is a trophy we might have to do in our spare time, because it will take an eternity to wear him down with this. Oh yeah, this is definitely the song that hits the right note, because before they had it like before you would hear this song only during the battle with Kain, and then with Janos you only heard the first part of it, the first half. So it never looped to the epic part of the song. Yeah, this is taking way too long. Sorry, I'll get that trophy on my own, because that's gonna take way too long. That's gonna take half an hour to wear down that fool and do it with the regular Reaver. It's possible, but I can see it's gonna take a long time, and We're already at an hour 29, so no thanks. We're just gonna fight him with the Spirit Blade. Look at his backdrop too. With the pillars in flames. You know, looks wholly apocalyptic. Look at that. There we go. Look at that, we even got the stubs of the pillars later on. Come on, Hashagik, what do you have? Oh, he's got wings is what he has. Yeah, you maybe just have to avoid the tornadoes and stuff. It's not as difficult as it seems, but I understand if you're a newcomer to the series and to the game, how you can struggle with it like one streamer did. It also makes sense that the spirit vessel, the spirit reaver is what you need to damage Janos' form, because obviously being a vampire, obviously the reaver's powers aren't going to be all that effective against him unless it's the really strong one. So it does make sense narratively why you can mainly only harm him with the actual spirit reaver. You know, they wouldn't have designed a weapon that could be used, that could be turned easily against them. But it looks like the Hilden Lord is out of practice. Incidentally, this is the same guy who is the villain in Blood Omen 2. It's the same guy. Ashagig, the Hilden General, so. The guy who turns into a demon, and Kain thinks he's destroyed him at the end of Blood Omen 1. And no, he hasn't. He's still here. He just abandons Mortanius' body after he transforms. Look at how easy it is with the Spirit Reaver. See, look at that. All you gotta do is just use Raziel's wings. Remember, he can glide for a reason. If you try to dodge just natively, you know, that if you try to just dodge naturally using the dodge maneuver, it's not gonna be all that effective. You have to dodge using the winds to fly out of the way. You got a hit on Raziel, but wait for him to. I thought I was gonna do the air attack. Here we go, we got him. So while all that chaos is going outside in the world with Kain's decision, we have this cataclysmic confrontation at the pillars. I mean, here at the Vampire Citadel. Come on, he's almost dead. Oh yeah, I didn't know you could use the TK to bring him down. That's cool. Never tried that before. We got him. There you go. Let Janos go, you demon freak.
Raziel, finish it before he returns.
Raziel's an idiot. Can't do it.
You should have listened to me.
That's what you get for being a sap. And now they have access to Janos and can take him to their dimension. So
it is finished, and thus a new epic has its beginning.
good thinking there, Raziel. Good going. You really solved that issue. Obviously he's not dead, but the Hilden Lord doesn't know that. I'm sure he thought he killed him and enjoyed it quite thoroughly.
Do you see? However far you stray, you will always return to me. Surrender, Raziel.
Never!
Your efforts are wasted, Raziel. That weapon you bear, however endowed, remains only a wraith blade. It cannot touch me.
I will not be your prisoner.
You have no choice. Your task is fulfilled. Kain has been cleared from the board, and this chamber made ready for my more malleable servants. There is nothing more for you to do.
I refuse to bend my will.
It has always been my will you satisfy, never your own.
You parasitic fraud. You're forced to imprison me because I possess free will.
You possess nothing. As you are undying, your soul cannot be returned to the wheel. But it may console you to abide here in eternity with me. Mobius, my good servant, I call you to the place of our first meeting. Return to me here.
That's first of all, his eye looks nasty with it being all scaled like that, but all scaly. That's a good question though, an interesting question about Raziel's background because but first off, what can he do? The Elder God, that's a good question. What can he do? Like, how far does his reach extend? We know he's powerful, but what can he actually do to keep him there? You know, imprisoned there for eternity. How far does his reach extend? Like, what can he actually do? Can he manipulate like reality around him? Can he, since it's in the spectral realm, can he kind of freeze time? Like, what exactly are the limitations of his powers? Like, what are the limits of what he can actually do to affect the natural cycle of the world? Like, that's a very interesting question that's never really been answered. How powerful is the extent of his abilities? The second thing is also that's a big clue right there that he did not create Raziel, because even though the writer said that just because Raziel says something in Soul Reaper 2 didn't make it true when he questioned the Elder as to whether he really created him or not, but that's a good question right there, because if the Elder did create him, then he should be able to go back to the wheel, right? If the Elder God made him that way, that he's immortal essentially, and he can survive on the souls of the dead, then technically he should be able to spin his own soul back to the wheel. The fact that he can't place him back in the so-called Wheel of Fate is a big clue that he did not necessarily create him, or at least he didn't fully create him. Maybe he manipulated him a little bit, but not entirely. Something else resulted in Raziel being formed in that way, or being reborn in that way. You know, because why would the Elder God create a soul that he couldn't ultimately feed on again? That he couldn't spin back into the cycle once he was done with him? He wouldn't. So obviously something else had a hand in meddling with Raziel's fate. It wasn't necessarily the Elder God who made him that way, or at least it wasn't him completely. Like, maybe he just fully evolved that way naturally in the spectral realm, and the Elder enhanced him a little, hoping to take advantage of his powers, but he was never fully responsible for Raziel becoming, a vampiric race. Something else is guiding the hand of destiny in Nosgoth besides him, because he would not create a creature that he ultimately couldn't control or destroy and put back into the cycle of death and rebirth. It would be completely against his nature, especially now that he can't feed him anymore with any more souls, so he has no use for him at this point, and he's still there. So that means obviously the Elder is not fully responsible for him being that way, for his newfound nature. Something else created Raziel, and it wasn't him, at least not fully. So let's see what happens next. What the hell? Pawn and Messiah. How are you suddenly still alive? He's bloody but alive. How in the frickin' hell?
To find myself in a shadowy realm. A disquieting stillness lay where my heart had been, the heart that had belonged to Janos Ordran all along. How was it possible that I still lived?
You are still very full, Vampire. That will go first. This realm will render you hideous. You will go mad. You will not know it.
What is this place?
Do you not think of this place every day, vampire? Or are we truly forgotten? This is the exile into which we were driven. But soon now, soon we will be free. We will be free.
There we go. Obviously, that's not the demons speaking. That's the Hilden speaking through them as their pawns. So this is the demon realm. We got Zephon's team again. So yeah, the thing with this place, some people confuse it. They think, oh, this is like, it's just another version of reality, like the Spectral Realm. No. According to the writers and the designers of the game, this one section appears similar to how it is in the physical realm. You know, Avernus Cathedral. But that's because there's a focal point, you know, with all the negative energy gathered there. If Kain goes outside this place, which he can in this game, but if he goes outside this place, he would see something completely different that probably no vampire has seen. So, yeah, like the entirety of the demon dimension does not look like this. This is just how this one particular corner of the world looks like. This one singular place, Avernus, which exists pretty much, I guess, in all layers of reality. So it's always here, but yeah, the whole demon dimension does not look like this. And you can see there's cracks in the earth too. So yeah, you can see the red right there. So this is just the one room that looks like that. It is not all this way. There are many other places that Kain has not seen and will not see. Tough bastards. Oh, these have supernatural power. Not just beasts. Look at that. Trying to pump up the Reaver so we can do the time spell. God damn. Kicking his ass. We need to feed him one of these guys. This one. Him. There you go. Feed on that. Damn, we're still not full. Scared this guy. Every time he gets close, they push him away. Got you. Alright, here we go. Here we go. There we go. Sword and sorcery. Now we move. Look at that. Yeah, there you go, you jackass. It didn't do much, but there we go. We prematurely hey, look at that free lunch. We prematurely emptied the other basin. This is one reason why I'd want them to remake Blood Omen 1, because Kain fought plenty of demons of these demons in Blood Omen 1, and I like to see him, you know, I like to be able to fight them with the vast array of powers that Kain actually has in that game, as opposed to Raziel's more limited inventory and arsenal. You know, he barely has anything to fight them with in Soul Reaver 2. Obviously Kain has more here, and Raziel got the Spirit Reaver, but I'd really like to fight them. I guess Raziel fought them a little when he ventured deep into Avernus, but I'd really like to fight them with Kain's vast array of powers that he has in that game. You know, the lightning spells, the implode artifacts, the flay artifacts, the Pentalic of Terror, that random spell that has 4 different effects that it can do, the toxic waste spell, what is it, the font of putrescence that just turns them into toxic slime. I'd love to use all those powers against them. Yeah, so like you see there are the cracks on the earth. He is not deep underground or anything like that. He's in the demon realm, but you can see there a bit of what the Hilding are dealing with, which makes me wonder, how does it look outside, and how does it look up there? You know, Kain can't climb up there to see, but I do know that we're gonna explore a lot more the Demon Realm and Dark Prophecies. Hopefully that game gets made one day. Also, that must be a weird feeling after having that heartbeat for all those thousands of years to not have it anymore. Have everything just be completely still. That would drive me insane. That's crazy to not feel anything there in your neck or chest after so many centuries.
Strongly drawn, compelled even, not to linger here, but to go to the vampire citadel at once.
So this is another good question too. Did Kain know Tyrell was here? I don't think he did, but I think he's sensing something here. I think it's both. He's sensing both. You know, the universe is directing him to go back to the vampire citadel. Fate is directing him to go back to his destiny, but I think it's also unconsciously sensing that he doesn't really want to be here in this particular spot. I don't think he'd be thrilled to realize one of his sons was actually in prison here for all this time. You know? Like, does he figure out eventually that Tyrell was here? Probably. I don't think he knows. I don't think he would have seen it on the chronoplast. I don't think he knew. Because he departed before Tyrell left Nosgoth. So I don't think Kain ever knew that he was here. I don't think that he knew that he was another vessel for Hashagik, the god the cultists worship, which is really the Hilden. I don't think he knew one of his sons was in here all along. But even if he had done, there wasn't much he could do for him. Like, Tyrell was insane at that point, and Kain had no way to get him out of here. So even if he had known here and wanted to do something, there wasn't actually much that he could actually do to help him out. Like, Tyrell was just damned. He was just he was doomed from the moment he got pulled back in time by Azimuth, and probably with some help from Mobius and Mortanius. But yeah, even if Kain had known, I don't think he would have been able to do anything to get him out of here. And where would he go afterwards? Like, suppose Kain did come down here and get him out of here. Like, does he just go back and live off the wilderness? I guess going to the mountains and live there. Like, what exactly does Tyrell do in this time period to sustain a living? So I don't think there was much he could actually do to help him out, even if he had known he was here. Like, does he find out eventually? I'm sure once he goes back and looks more at some of the chronoplast visions and stuff, I'm sure eventually he'd probably realize that Tyrell was here. But by that point, Tyrell's dead and there's nothing he can do for him. And here was, oh, I just saw a secret over there. I wonder if that was there the whole time as our... No, because we can't interact with Raziel. We have the cutscene with Mortanius, so yeah, that's exclusively for Kain. I don't know which one that is. And this is where, this is probably where Mortanius had him prisoner after his death. He had his soul here. And then I'm guessing all the flame and hell stuff we saw was really just Kain's interpretation of it, that he was burning and suffering because of his desire for revenge. So I'm guessing he had him in the spectral realm, but it wasn't actually hell like Kain thought it was. It was just not an illusion, but it was his own mind. Like, he was the one who was manifesting those flames and stuff. You know, it wasn't Mortanius or some type of hell. It was literally just Kain's metaphor for what he was going through. That's why it looked all fiery and hellish in the Blood Omen opening. So we got two. This, I'm sure Kain knows what this is. He knows this is Mortanius' throne room. Look at that. It's got the circle in it and everything. So he knows. That is one hard-ass throne Mortanius has. Look at that, Jesus. Imagine sitting on that stone... seat or throne for 8 hours a day while he did his all Death Guardian stuff. That must be uncomfortable with his bony ass. Especially with his bony ass. We're gonna go as far as the next save point before we save for the night. Let's get this skin. Let's see what this one is. Oh, maybe it's not a skin. Yeah, that one might be just one of the relics. The arcane tomes. Okay, yeah, it's not a skin. Risen Conqueror? Nah, we still just got the old ones. Fledgling Warlord. Scourge of the Circle, the Iron Armor. I gotta do a playthrough with the Iron Armor. Maybe next time. I wonder how you get the other skins, because I know there's like 3 more of them. I wonder how you get them. So one thing also I didn't realize until recently, I was reading Reddit, and you know, usually that's a big mistake, but in this case, sometimes it can actually surprise you. I didn't realize that the reason there's all sorts of zombies and skeletons and ghosts wandering around Nosgoth in Blood Omen 1 is because Mortanius wasn't doing his job. He was distracted by being, you know, the possession of the Hilden and the corruption of the Circle, and he was trying to fix all that. He was trying to fix the Circle and restore the Pillars to Vampire Guardianship, and he didn't have time for any of that. And so now it suddenly makes sense why Nosgoth is full of undead in the first game. Like, I thought it was just, oh, Nosgoth is a dangerous place. It's got all sorts of supernatural monsters and werewolves, you know, and skeletons and zombies and orbs and all this stuff. And no, the reason it has all this stuff floating around is because Mortanius literally wasn't doing his job, and Death was unbalanced. And that's one of the reasons why he had to go. He wasn't doing his job anymore, and he wasn't protecting Nosgoth from all the undead stuff that arises naturally if he's not there to oversee it. You know, if he's not there to keep a lookout, all that stuff starts rising to the surface, and since he wasn't doing his job, Nosgoth just became overrun and infested with the undead that weren't vampires. Okay, so there's our checkpoint, so we're gonna save. So yeah, overall, pretty monumental chapter. We got as far as we could with Raziel. We learned the Elder God was at the heart of the vampire fortress, their citadel all along, just as he was underneath the pillars. We learned that it's not really Raziel's fate that's important, it's Kain's. He's the scion of balance that needs to be armed with the Soul Reaver, the purified Soul Reaver. We saw Ariel return from the future. A lot of people get confused. I think that's the Ariel from that time. Like, that is not the Ariel from that point in time. That is the Ariel from thousands of years in the future in Blood Omen 1. I mean, in Soul Reaver 1. Not Blood Omen. It's not her Blood Omen self. Even though they're in the Blood Omen time period, it's the one from Soul Reaver. Remember what she said. The Forge calls the souls of all the previous Balance Guardians to it. So that included the ones that Raziel devoured. The Balance Guardian that Raziel devoured. Oh no, he didn't devour the Balance Guardian, right? Because there were 9 Guardians. He got 8 abilities. No, so he did not consume the Balance Guardian. So that was the one that was missing, Balance. But yeah, they're all drawn to the Forge to purify the blade. You know, like she said, for the final baptism of the blade. So that is Ariel from deep in the future, thousands and thousands of years literally from now, from this point. So she finally escaped her imprisonment. You know, they didn't need to restore the pillars to free her. You needed to purify the Reaver to free her. And that did it all on its own. So now she's free. And I guess that's what happens. Like, their consciousness are freed, and then their energy goes into the blade to purify it. So she's not actually in the sword, along with all the other Balance Guardians, whoever they were. Whether it was just a one vampire one, or whether it was the vampire and then a human and another human. They're not literally in the sword. Their energy goes towards purifying the blade. And I guess their consciousness just moves on to whatever afterlife exists beyond the spectral realm. But we got the purified Reaver, and then we confronted the Hilden Lord, aka Hashagik, that they were worshipping, and he kicked our ass. Raziel almost had him, but being a moron, Raziel couldn't finish off Janos, and he made things worse by letting them have Janos' body. So the Hilden Lord definitely outplayed him. I'd be curious to see in a Blood Omen 1 remake how they redo the confrontation between Kain and the Hilden Lord. Do they stick to the script and keep it as usual, or do they hint more about all the stuff going on around them? Because now that we know the full story and the full backstory, there's definitely a lot of stuff that the Hilden Lord can taunt Kain with during that little confrontation about how ignorant he is. He can taunt him with all sorts of things that Kain wouldn't immediately know the meaning of. He wouldn't have the knowledge to explain what they mean, but then as the years and then centuries go on, he would definitely realize what the Hilden Lord meant when he dropped all those comments to him. So I'd be curious to see how they redo that cutscene. I would hope they keep him intact when he transformed Mortanius' body into a demon, because obviously that's part of his whole shtick. You know, that's his whole guise, where he just takes over other creatures and warps their flesh using his own healing abilities. So they can imitate demons, they can do the mutants, they can do all sorts of stuff with their vessels once they take him over and have them prisoners. So I definitely like to see that in a Blood Omen 1 remake if they redid that whole game, just to see how they do it. We're gonna save again just in case. And yeah, there we go. We got one chapter left, exactly one chapter, and it's a short one. So when we come back next time, let's take a picture of Kain kneeling in that emblem. I think that looks cool. Let's make it a bit lighter, since it's very dark in this Avernus hell pit over here. There we go. It almost looks like it's inscribed in blood. Yeah, they definitely added some runes and stuff to it. It looks pretty cool. And larger too. Sticker. As befitting Kain's sticker self here. He's not all skinny like he is in his regular form. Like I said, I don't know why they kept this version as a collectible one. The other one is as the default one. I think this one actually looks much better than the default version, but that's just me. So yeah, anyway, when we come back next time, we're gonna finish the game, and then after that, we're gonna explore the nice, huge amount of side content they have in terms of deleted scenes. I mean, not deleted scenes, deleted areas, bonus areas, artwork, the Dark Prophecy demo if we get to it. We're gonna check out all that stuff because we literally have like 15 to 20 minutes left of the game. It's a very short chapter. So when we come back next, we'll finish the game and finish off Kain and Raziel's story, and then we'll see all the nice, neat little bonus extras they gave us both in the original remaster that released a month ago or a couple months ago, and then also in the huge update that they just did a couple weeks ago and added a whole bunch of extra stuff. So we'll see all that good stuff later on. I think they even have deleted content from the other games, which should be interesting to watch if there's stuff from Soul Reaver 1 and 2. But that's it for now. As always, thank you for watching. I hope you're enjoying the playthrough. This is a very fun game. I highly recommend it. Definitely. I know the game itself is not in 10 out of 10. It's more like an 8 out of 10, but the overall presentation for this is definitely a 9 or a 9.5 out of 10, especially now that they either fixed some of the audio with the music, you know, with the raw music playing, or maybe it was just that way on PC and the PS5 version is fine, or the PS4 version is fine rather. But now that they fixed some issues, it's definitely a 9.5 out of 10 for sure. Definitely one of the better remasters I've played in a long time, and probably in the past several years. So I highly recommend it if you're a Legacy of Kain fan. And even if you're not, you might want to give it a try anyway, because it's a fun action game to play. So hopefully you're enjoying it, and I will see you again next time for the final episode of Legacy of Kain Defiance Remastered on the PS4. See you later, everyone.